Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
It's early for me. But we're doing a lunchtime live. Appreciate everybody who came. I know it's kind of not my usual time. That being said, this is also being simulcast to my friend and guest's YouTube channel and his Twitch. I have to say, it's been 2 years trying to get this dude to hang out with me on the YouTubes, and the guy's busy. He's hard to nail down. He's harder to get than author Mark Belomo was. He's harder to get than G.I. Joe designer Ron Rudat was. He's harder to get than the maestro of Joe himself, Kirk Bazigian. And I'm glad he's here. I'm glad you're all here. And again, I know it's kind of a weird time, but thanks for everybody who is here. That being said, award-winning writer, director, filmmaker, Dollie lover, an awesome storyteller, my friend, ROB McCALLUM. All right, you had to get one. What's up, buddy?
Not much. I appreciate that intro. 3 of 4 of those things are true. Which one was not? You get 10 Chad bucks if you can figure it out.
They're all true. All I do is tell the truth. That's all I ever do.
Oh, I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen all the truth telling you do, my friend.
What's up, buddy? How have you been?
Good. I guess this has been 2 years in the making, right?
Yeah.
You know, what do they say about good things and waiting for them and stuff?
Something. I don't know. Come.
They say something about those things. Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's much easier for me to do this stuff during the day. I'm sorry for your audience that isn't used to this, but when your audience comes back around, they will find this video waiting for them and all the wonderful things that we're going to discuss today, which I don't know any of that about. I'm just happy to be here. So thanks again for having me.
I mean, we can discuss green screens because you have a good green screen back there too.
It's all in the lighting. The screen took me all morning to hang up and then position the lights, even getting like this flare over here. This refraction.
Yeah. So would this be better for my green screen?
Yes.
Or is this better?
I like the highlights better. I like it better.
Okay.
I like it better.
Cool. Yeah. So, man, you have been busy. Super busy. I know we're going to talk kind of the gamut of all of your work, but I got to say, super congratulations on Mr. Dressup.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. That one went well.
Yeah,
we'll check the scorecard again against some of the other projects. That one went well.
It did. And you know, being an American, like I knew there was a Mr. Dressup, but you know, I'm the Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Rogers neighborhood. Like I'm that audience.
Yep.
And to see, you know, the magic of make believe and to watch that documentary, it was amazing.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, we knew that everybody that's, you know, in the borders of Canada over 30 years old would get it.
Right.
But like any of the other stuff that I do, it's like, it's not about getting that hardcore fan base, because all you got to do is mention the brand name or the maker or whatever that you're going after, and you get excited. Yeah. It's about getting everybody else, that other 30% that is on the fence and their significant other, to sit down and watch.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite comments. You know, I put this on and I asked my partner to sit down and watch it, and They actually enjoyed it. I was really surprised.
I got a little I got a little bit.
Yeah.
Just probably stubbed my toes somewhere.
It's
And
the
then
humidity, right?
I was
It's just the
sitting there like,
humidity. Yeah.
in the desert. Come on.
I'm trying here.
I know. So Mr. Dressup, fantastic documentary. And you and I have been friends for a while, and I've told you numerous times that the way that you craft your documentaries, not only do I think it's brilliant, but how many times have I told you, dude, you need to do the definitive ultimate G.I. Joe documentary, because Power of Grayskull is so freaking good. And I'm not even a Motu guy, but dude, that documentary is so friggin' good.
Well, I appreciate that. As far as Dressup and like any of my projects, I'm not the only one that works on them, right? I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't do it all by myself.
Well, I understand that. And you worked with Adam Goldberg. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah, loosely, I guess. I didn't have much contact with him. A couple emails, twice, by the way, for the record. He's on Power Grayskull and Box Art.
Yeah, Box Art.
Yep. It's a group effort. I can't do it all by myself, so I just want to make sure that gets out there. Sure. Power of Grayskull. There was really 4 of us, 4 principal people that made that one. But Dressup, there was like somewhere between 100 and 200 people that worked on it, which is huge because most of my stuff is under 10 people.
Right. Yeah.
But hopefully that difference of staffing shows.
Like 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully the difference of staffing shows on something like Dressup. Yeah. And obviously we had Amazon support right out of the gate. It wasn't make it, then sell it, or
sure
Kickstart it, then make it, then distribute it. This was, a pitch to Amazon right away. And they're like, yeah, this is great.
And we're not really going to get into it, but it is the fruits of that are starting to show. I know you and I kind of offline.
You're so excited. Look at you.
Know. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited about it. I'm like, yay!
Well, over here on my board, it's actually literally the back of my door. I have thumbtacks with index cards on it, like standard index cards, and I have different projects that are all up there. And right now, there's 12
doesn't have
projects.
Index cards? Come on,
I don't know. There's 12 projects up there. Some of them you guys know about, or at least you know about them, Chad. Some of them you do not. So it's a lot to juggle now with 12 happening at various stages. Some are just ideas that are being discussed. Some are being developed. Some are in production. Some are in post-production. Really, really fortunate that I get to do this full time for now, at least. I mean, there's every few months, it's like, well, I'm applying for Instacart and DoorDash and Skip the Dishes to make sure I can feed my family for.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm legit turned down for every minimum wage job I've ever applied for. So yeah, I know. Can't get one to save my life.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Velvet Platt says, I'm a Canadian and I grew up watching Mr. Dressup. Awesome.
So you get, I think I saw that they said they were from BC. So that is wicked.
Mm-hmm. And our good friend Masterson 42, who's an officer in the Air Force, is here and says, how are you doing this while we're at work? Right. Because uniform services. And he's like, oh, wait, I forgot. You're retired POS.
Right.
Not only am I retired, but today to hang out with Rob, since I'm drinking coffee and not tea.
Trophy husband. There he is.
Yeah. That's how I roll.
Just for you.
Oh, that's a good one. Babe, Rob has a Top Gun mug that says Top Dad. I need that. The ma'am said she's going to hook it up.
Yeah, love it.
And then K-Dog says, lunchtime. Lunchtime live just sounded better. I don't know.
If you're in like Texas, this is like noon.
Yeah, I'm in New Mexico. It's 11, right? That's lunch-ish. Severus Snape says, Captain Kangaroo is a reference that I didn't have on my bingo card.
I wonder what a bingo card would look like for this chat.
I don't know. Dollies? Shelfies.
Dollies?
Those two are probably on there.
Spotlight Ranger has got to make its way somewhere.
Spotlight Ranger. Probably.
Yeah. Action Figure Adventure. You think that's on there?
Jay might be on there.
That's pushing it.
Whoa, come on.
I'm just kidding.
Everybody loves the Bardo. Cliff says Ernie Combs was a national treasure.
Yeah, he's the best, right?
I can't disagree with that. Being someone who knew of but didn't know about until.
Were you surprised that he was American?
Yeah, I kind of was.
That's a fact that a lot of people did not see coming.
That's actually really cool. George Aikens here all the way from the UK. It's good to see you, George, and I'm glad you finally got your package of Dollies that I sent you.
Oh,
real quick. Lester San Jose, the skeptic.
How's it going? How are you?
not bad. How are you?
Good. How are you getting ready to go to work?
Oh, well,
I'm
have
surprised
fun.
you stepped in your uniform.
I'm taking a roll of the dice, so hopefully people don't make any mean comments.
Maybe you're just in trouble, or maybe she's here to set the record straight officially.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm good with that. Yeah.
It's okay. That's your dog.
Oh God.
So,
Green screen illusion shattered.
I love you.
I'll see you later. No, so my dog decided to knock this over.
Ah,
You know, that's cool. No big deal, right? And yeah, see that? She just cracked that.
Oh, well, that's what glue's for. Hey, look at this. Tater the Toy Guy just became a new member.
Oh yeah. So Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. Thank you so much for the membership, Tater. While we were backstage, Tater, Rob showed it. Rob showed the Meldo.
I have it here, dude. It's on the other side of this card.
Let me see it.
You want to see it?
Yeah, let me see it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, come on.
You want to do it this early?
We're
Would
gonna
that have been
curse
on the bingo
everyone.
card?
Go. We're gonna curse everyone. Meldo.
There it is.
Oh, a little higher.
Oh,
There's Meldo.
oh,
right
down
there.
here.
Other side.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Meldo. So yeah, fun fact. Tater and I are gonna get we're gonna get Meldo tattoos.
You know what? We all make decisions that we regret. That won't be one of them.
It'll be fun. It'll be so much fun. Thank you for the membership, Tater. I hope you and the missus are doing okay. I'm sorry to hear about your fur babies. And my good friend Ryan Laser Pants from 3POA says, even though all Motu is horrible, that was still an excellent documentary. See,
Well, I appreciate being the outlier there. That's good.
That's my
Thank you.
sentiment too. Right?
I appreciate it. He probably likes Laser Light, Skeletor, and He-Man. That's how that works, right? Laser
Kind of a
Pants.
Terror Claws.
I like Terror Claws, Flying Fist. I like the Flying Fist shiny, chess piece.
I did really like when they utilized that Matchbox technology for the battle armor. I liked that. I thought that was cool.
I really like Battle Armor Skeletor. I kind of like him better than the OG. There's just something about that.
Something about the two of them, yeah, in that chest armor. It just aesthetically it looks good on them.
Yeah.
Looks good on you. K-Dog Broadcasting gifted 1 membership. Thank you, K-Dog. Really appreciate that.
What do you get by being a member? Can we just push this out there so I understand? I have yet to set up memberships on my channel because I don't stream or post enough. I'm a little bit of a trickle. I put a little thing out there, a little bit of a dribble, you might say, and I'm okay with it.
Little sprinkling of the
mid-zob. Sprinkle of some pop culture goodness. A lot of shorts usually. Every now and then a long video.
I like your shorts though because I get to see you go to Toys R Us, right?
Yeah. That's for all you American friends out there. We still have Toys R Us here in Canada.
Well,
I visit it and show you everything that you can't get. That's overpriced compared to what you can get everywhere else that sells toys.
Yeah, at a ridiculous price. But it's Canada, so
yeah. So what do you get with your membership? How does that work?
It's basically just it's a tab on the homepage of my YouTube channel, and channel members get access to videos before everyone else. So generally, I load them up a day to 2 days before they go live out to everyone else on the planet, and channel members get to see them however long in advance.
Okay, I got
tonight I'm doing a channel members live stream, so that's just for channel members. And since it's the first one, I only have 2 tiers, and the highest tier is those channel members can come onto the live streams with me. But since it's the first time and everyone remembers their first time, I'm just doing the first members chat for everyone. So anybody can come. I'm sure it's going to be a nightmare, but whatever, we're going to have fun. So yeah. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Well, thanks for the update on that. And if you're out there thinking about it and you're on the fence of becoming a member, you too can get Chad's videos a few days in advance or participate in some of these lovely activities.
And
what do you got
do other stuff that's just like members only polls where I ask them like, what do you guys want to see for the next video? What do you want to see for the next custom? You know, stuff like that, so they can help, you know, kind of design what they see. So
I gotcha.
I like it.
I gotcha.
And it's good to see you, Ryan. I miss you, dude. And yeah, so just want to make sure. And then George Aiken says, at last, a live stream that works for us UK viewers.
You know, we try to do these things with that 5, 6, 7 hour notice just for you.
Yeah. See, Tater's on lunch. And Denna Geek's having brunch. Are you drinking mimosas?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Wait, why is the ma'am at home? Who's working? Don't be a hater, dude. It's all good. Yeah. So let's go way back for a minute. And Chad, I'm going to try to keep up while Rob and I are chatting. Embargo says, no, not the Leonard Star. Yeah, she broke it. So Nintendo Quest.
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it as well. Yeah. How long ago did you guys film Nintendo Quest?
11 years ago. 2013, May 2013, the idea was born and a Kickstarter was launched 3 weeks after. One of 2 Kickstarters, both successful. And then I did some very rough interviews in June, 2 interviews that neither made the final cut. And then the first official shooting that got used in the film was at Comic-Con in 2013.
I'm sorry, Terry. I didn't see you were here, buddy. TJC is also here from the UK. My bad. Sorry about that. Was the first Nintendo Quest challenging? Get off. Get.
Meow. That's like saying, is dealing with a cat while you're live streaming challenging? No, you just deal with it.
I've had her step on the escape button and just knock me out, so I can't have that. I cannot have that.
Yeah. I mean, it was a brand new kind of experience. I had made some documentary shorts in advance, like 10 years before Nintendo Quest. And I had done a narrative before Nintendo Quest. So doing a documentary feature was certainly different. I don't know that it was challenging as much as the obstacles that came while making it weren't necessarily foreseen. So you just figure it out as you go. And it's like, oh, okay, this works.
So I know that several of your documentaries, so Nintendo Quest and 64 Quest, which, you know, I'm kind of going to poke you about here.
Sure.
Action Figure Adventure Season 1 and Season 2, they're time-based. Right, you have like a time limit. Does that
ticking clock?
Right. Does
Call it a ticking clock, Chad. There's a ticking clock. Every good movie has a ticking clock. You'll notice.
My love for you is ticking clock.
We've got to get to the airport before the plane takes off. We've got to get here before the clock winds down. The ticking clock is a great device.
Right.
Yes.
You better kiss your wife and ask for your allowance. I still make money, man. I'm retired. I'm not a deadbeat. There's a difference. Pure jealousy. Anyway, so the time limits, like you have to factor that stuff in, and does it obviously it probably answering my own question, but does it create additional stressors? Time
Not for me.
Stressor. Not for you, just for Jay.
Isn't that what this is all about? Creating additional stressors.
Getting out of your comfort zone, I believe, was the theme of Season 2 of this awesome documentary,
you know,
which I own a piece of. Yeah,
it's sometimes growth is painful.
Yeah. Well, growth should
I
be
don't want to say it
uncomfortable,
like
right?
that because that's not fair, but nobody likes to do something that they're not used to doing it, especially with a camera or several in your face while doing it.
Yeah.
But, it makes for good movies and TV, I think.
Scuba Pete is here. Good to see you, buddy. He's not only a good friend, but he's one of my moderators, and he's a super awesome guy. And he says being a member gets you brunch with Chad monthly with mimosas. So N64 Quest, which you guys are currently working on now ish.
Yeah, we're kind of officially in post-production. We haven't said anything and I haven't put an update out, but we've finished all principal filming. There's potentially 1 or 2 interviews I want to get in the can still. And then of course the big raffle we're gonna film
Right.
for the final episode. But I can tell you this, Chad. If you were to go to n64quest.com right now, you would see you could buy a ticket and be a guaranteed winner.
Well, I have the power of the internet.
Chad's doing it. He's
I'm
doing it.
I'm
He's
gonna
not
pull it
sharing
up.
his
I'm gonna
screen.
show everybody.
He's not sharing his screen, but he's doing it.
No, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Share. Here we go. Boop, boop, share.
Thank goodness. I hope I've set this up right.
There we go. I have other tabs open. Yeah, there it is. Nintendo 64 Quest guaranteed winner.
That's
$25 by purchasing a ticket. You will win. You will win. An N64 game found by Jay during his journey as featured in Nintendo 64 Quest, which debuts fall 2024, or gaming merchandise such as magazines, game cartridge, or apparel, or a signed postcard by Jay and Rob featuring our N64 Quest artwork. Jeremy did that, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely he did.
Fantastic artist. I love Jeremy's style. It fits so well with all your guys' stuff. Yeah, join us at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, June 26, 2024 for a live stream. Get it.
All the details are there on the page. You go to n64quest.com.
I'm putting that in the blam.
We'll just put n64quest.com in the link. It's way easier than that long redirect site.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. No.
So we're selling 1,000 tickets, Chad. 1,000
Really?
tickets. We're not saying whether Jay was able to get all the carts or not.
Man.
Which is why you could get a cart from his journey. Obviously, he got some games.
Well, yeah.
There's under
no show.
There's under 300 carts in the collection. There's 296. We're selling 1,000 tickets. So there's N64 carts, there's a bunch of donations, and then there's signed postcards from us. So
rad. Jim Largo says it's all fun and games until Chad makes a custom not safe for work Masters of the Universe Extendar. Terrible. Yeah. Kind of.
Oh, look who's here.
Oh, is he here?
He's here.
I'm trying to get down there. Chris Crow says Toys R Us love is nostalgic at best. I go every week for my classified stuff and walk away. Highest prices in town, rare to see them on any sales. Yeah. I have a Toys R Us sign in my jail room. I love Toys R Us. I need to come to Canada and get a t-shirt. I still need to come to Canada anyway, which we were supposed to do, but
yeah, you're supposed to come last Christmas, right?
Well, but I mean,
you're also supposed to come to PowerCon.
Yeah, we. Here's the funny thing. So with the whole PowerCon thing, they wouldn't let me take the leave, right? And they were very adamant. You're going through your whole retirement track. If you take leave now, it's going to mess up what's in your leave log. And my leave log was still messed up. When I went to do my final out, they were like, yeah, you're kind of upside down on leave. And I'm like, how is that possible? I didn't take any stupid leave. And yeah, it was bad.
It's weird how things can suddenly go awry on a military base.
Yeah.
that are just normal run-of-the-mill procedures.
Media Clash, what's up? Says, I'm sitting at work forcing my boss to listen to this. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then Severus Snape says that Nintendo Quest was so long ago that Rob only had stubble.
Actually, if you look at some of the early promo work, I had a goatee, and then I shaved it all for the Quest. So as you go through the 3 days, you can see the growth, like a playoff beard coming to fruition.
Yeah. Johnny, it's good to see you. Johnny from Simple Tricks and Nonsense is here. Retro Roamers is here and says, what's up, gents? Always nice to have something fun to watch during the workday. Well, I mean, that's cool. I'm glad that it works out for everybody.
See, Chad, I'm here to open up your audience a bit, right?
Growth.
It's painful, but always better with cameras.
Happy Accident says, N64 nice. I was a game designer and artist on Battle Tanks, Army Men, Sarge's Heroes 1 and 2. What? Those games were great.
Wicked. That's awesome. Wait a second. Army Man, Sarge's Heroes. Did you work with Michael Mendheim on those? I think he worked on those. I don't know. Get back to us. Keep that thread going.
Yeah. And then Jim Largo says, being a newly minted man of leisure or leisure, depending on, how you want to throw that out. Chad will soon be playing Zelda 24/7, complete with Cheeto fingers and sweatpants. I might be wearing sweatpants right now. Maybe. But I am wearing pants. So.
Oh. I thought that was...
Oh, yeah. There's the man.
Oh, yeah, me.
What's up, Bardo?
Yeah. He's here. He's watching.
He is
for now.
Here.
He's going to do to us what I do to him. Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably not.
So Tater says, and this is in your freaking thumbnail that you made for this show, let's not talk about Chad, PowerCon, and military bases.
Okay. Let's not do it then.
Okay. So if we're going to hold all this together, what's the new show you got going on, Rob?
I got a board of 12 over here.
No. The one that's just about to go wide. Here, you know what? Let me give you a little reminder.
Oh, that show.
Yes. Let's talk about Planet Cool Stuff. So
Planet Cool Stuff season 1 drops globally, hopefully, on all your favorite platforms: YouTube, Tubi, Amazon, and a slew of other ones. Tomorrow, May 1st, should be able to catch all 13 episodes of all your favorite pop culture discussions: toys, video games, movies, music, kind of everything for everyone.
You want to give a teaser of what the episode titles are?
You can go ahead.
Okay, I will.
Go ahead.
All right. So Planet Cool Stuff, because I bought it. So episode 1 is Mario games, comics, and Transformers. Episode 2 is superheroes, rock and roll, and McDonald's. Episode 3 is Batmania, which, even though I wasn't real big on the whole Batmania thing, it was still an awesome episode. Boglins and the evolution of gaming. Everybody who's a big fan of Hella Dope, right? You know all about the Boglins. Episode 4, Ghostbusting, Customizing, and Goosing. Episode 5 is Monsters and Family. 6 and 7 would be
a sore spot for Chad.
PowerCon. It got even worse when they announced no PowerCon this year, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Episode 8, Eternian action figures and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video games. That's the one where your son plays it?
Yeah, he appears a few times, but yeah, that's one.
Yeah, right. But I just remember you had him play a game and give his thoughts and opinions on it, and it was awesome.
Thanks.
Episode 9 is Treasured Childhood Collectibles, Horror Comics, and Early Video Games. Another great one. 10 is Candy Culture, Podcasting, and the Impact of the Game Boy. 11, Collecting Nintendo Games, Toy Power, and Playing PUBG. That was fun. 12, There we go. Comic book gimmicks. Variant covers. The
Holograph.
early days of Mario and Mask. Gotta love Mask. And then episode 13, collecting obscure games, comics, pop culture, and the ultimate Castlevania showdown. Yeah. Plenty of cool stuff.
There you go.
So, but how, Papa McCALLUM, does Planet Cool Stuff tie into military bases?
Well, we were on our way back from a production shoot in LA where we were filming Faking Filmation and Planet Cool Stuff season 1. And we had already met on our way out because Tater and I drove from Dallas area to LA, and Albuquerque is kind of right in the middle.
And we hung out. We had a good time. And you hand delivered my action figure adventure season 2.
It's a true story. We did that.
Yep.
And then on the way back, it was like, well, you know, it's only been a 12-hour drive. Let's do a little bit of filming. I wonder if Chad's around because it would be an awesome segment to film his toy room.
My green
Everybody watching, I know it's green screen to you, but there is a toy room somewhere. And we wanted to do a toy room tour because there's several toy room tours in season 1. I've posted one of them already on my YouTube channel. And another one's going up in a couple days as well.
Happy Accident says that guy was his mentor.
Michael Mentime. Wicked. He was a delight to interview for box art, the stories behind the covers of artists in the video game world, and then work with him on Mutant Football League as well.
Cool. Okay, so on your way back to Texas from California, doing your stuff with eTalk, and then you decide, let's see if we can coordinate.
Now, Tater didn't want to do this because I'm like, are you tired? He's like, oh yeah, I'm tired. I'm like, we could get in, have like dinner, chill out for an hour, and then go film Chad's place for a couple hours and still be in bed by like 11:30, get 7 hours of sleep, get up and do it. I'm like, are you up for it? I'm not going to push it unless you want to do this, Tater. He said, all right, let's do it. Regret it. Did not want to do it, but said he would because he's a team player. And so we set it up with you that this was going to happen.
Right.
It did not happen. We were there. We had our gear. We showed up.
Oh, you were here.
Got to the base. We
for
just
longer than it would have taken to get through the entry control point and film the collection.
Yeah, that's right. That happened. Why is that, Chad? Why were we not allowed to go on this base, this routine action, so routine that you sent your wife down to let us in because you weren't even worried about any of the potential obstacles about letting these two guys through that big scary gate?
Yeah, I was actually doing my live stream. I was trying to wrap it up, B. And the ma'am's just like, yeah, I'll just go down and sponsor him in. It's no big deal. And then no one shows up. And I'm like,
because what you guys don't know is you can't just walk onto a military base and like high five the guard. You've got to go in, show ID, sign in. And in this case, someone has to sponsor you, which means they vouch for your presence on the base. So if something goes wrong, it's coming back on them.
Yeah. True.
And that didn't go as according to plan. So
Olivia Adams here from Twitchland.
Cool.
So yeah, you guys couldn't get on the military installation. Silver Knight Kyle is asking which one. Kirtland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
But hilariously, Chad, it wasn't just that we couldn't get on the base.
No.
We couldn't actually get off the base either.
Worse. It gets worse.
We were stuck in military limbo. It was the nexus of permissions.
Yeah. Not authorized, not detained, but not allowed to leave.
Yeah, you see, and that's where I took a little bit of umbrage, my friend.
Right. Because we were just so you guys were waiting with the ma'am, and then I came down, and I'm like, well, what's going on? And they're like, well, we kind of can't tell you. And I'm like, well, you need to figure it out. Like, we're working on it. It was ridiculous, just being in that weird limbo. And then basically the story ends where Rob's finally had enough and he walks up and he's like, hey, and the guy at the counter freaking knew you. He knew you. He knew that you were a filmmaker. He knew.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, there's another, Robert McCALLUM that's coming up and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, that's 100% not me.
Yeah, they were checking for identifiable marks and tattoos.
You got, let me see you. What do tattoos and all this stuff? It was ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
So the story ends where it's like 10:30 at night. These guys, it's too late now. So we blew the window
off. Yeah.
And we waited for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, it was like 3 hours.
Yeah, it was. And we're just hanging out, just jaw jacking.
Meanwhile, people are coming in, get access to the base and leave, find out that, I'm a filmmaker, and they're asked, what have I done? And they find out they want pictures with me.
Yep.
So people are taking pictures with me while I'm still not being allowed. They didn't want Nathan's picture. Tater didn't get any pictures because he didn't work on those films. So
or me. It's fine.
They said, no, we're good. Or Chad. Yeah. No.
So then Rob walks up to the guy who knows it's Rob and says, are you detaining us? And it's like, well, no, we're not necessarily detaining you. And then Rob finally has enough and says, do I need to call my lawyer?
Because if you're not letting me go, then you're detaining me.
Yeah,
and I want representation.
Yeah, if you're not letting me go, exactly what Rob said. Rod's like, just give us back our documentation. If you're not going to let us on, we can't film now anyway. So just give us back our IDs and just let us go about our way. And
20 seconds later, they did.
Yep. But all that weird stuff was going on, like out in the parking lot, like all the security forces, cop cars were like showing up, and
yeah,
it was really, so funky,
really wild,
so funky. And it's not like they really do anything. That was probably the highlight of their month. But.
Well, I guess if that made their day,
it made something. So
Tater was not happy. He was so angry and he was so tired because remember, he didn't want to shoot to begin with. He was doing it to be a good team player. He knew it would be another segment, maybe 2 for Planet Cool Stuff season 1. And it was originally going to be all separate segments, and there were going to be 6 52-minute segments is what was going to be happening. And then we combined them into episodes for a bunch of reasons. I'm like, I need as much as I can get, because 52 is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, this could be 1, this could be 2, and then we'll film here with Chad, and then part 2 will be a PowerCon, so there'll be like a connecting story. We'll be able to do a flashback.
Yeah, and we were gonna go take like B-roll footage of like the C-130s and all the airplanes on display, and we had kind of talked about all of that. None of it.
Because like, how cool is it that there's a G.I. Joe collector that's also in the military, right? Like that was such a cool thing for me to be able to
why I joined the military. Yeah, it's
so cool.
It works out. Tater's like, do you have any tattoos, Rob?
No, it's hilarious. He was so upset though. He kept just saying, I want a bun. I need a bun, because he needs to pet a bunny to calm down. And so we're just driving back. He's not saying anything. I just need a bun. I need a bun. He goes to bed. He doesn't even really talk to me. Takes an Ambien. He's like, okay, I'll see you in the morning. Like, he just had to shut down and like reset. It was funny.
What you're telling me is that Tater didn't want to come hang out with me.
I don't know that those are the words I would use. I would say that Tater is up for anything, anytime, even if he's really tired. He will do it because he knows we don't get enough time to see our friends as often as we'd like.
I know. I'm just.
He'll be grumpy the next day.
And
I'll have to deal with it.
I love Tater. Tater's great.
He's a good guy. He is one of the best.
Pardon me. Johnny's asking, any updates on faking filmation? Speaking of which.
Yeah, always tons. Editing, lots and lots of editing. Last month, if you might be a backer, I'm not sure. I don't know all 1,200 of you by name. But there was a bunch of production that Tater helped shoot in March, which was great. We finally got Erica Scheimer shot and committed to film. And that's a 2.5-hour interview, and just sorting that together. And then, like I said in my most recent update, trying to juggle everything that this film is looking at, James's story, filmation history, Saturday morning cartoons, other fan films. It's becoming a monster, and just trying to dial it back. And we got a lot of feedback when we were looking at potential sales targets for the film, who wants to buy it, and what they were thinking and responding to that. So yeah, it's a great project. It's just there's so many things you love and you want to showcase everything. But like any good collection, you run out of space. So you got to prune it back and make sure it's displayed well. And that's how I often talk about my films, Chad. I think you know that. That, you know, the stuff that I film is very much like a collector mentality. You're trying to get all these interviews. You're trying to make sure everything just looks perfectly and polished, whether you have, you know, your lights on your figures or the display cases. And for me, the collection is displayed, which is kind of what the finished film is. That's like my, you know, collection tour for everybody. So same idea though. You got to hunt it down and get the rare stuff. You know, oh, we got that interview that we never thought we'd get, like interviewing Kevin Smith for Action Figure Adventure Season 1. It's like, how cool would that be?
Yeah, it was good to see that. Is this for you?
Like,
that's for
you. Looks like my mom's watching. Hi, Mom.
Hi. I'm Rob's Weird American buddy. Sorry, just get through chat.
Get through chat.
Jesse from JLS Comics is here. Good to see you, Jesse. And GeForce Racing says cat butt. Yeah, I don't.
Good cat butt.
So, yeah, plenty of cool stuff's about to launch on everyone's favorite whatever.
Yeah.
And I can attest that it's a freaking awesome series. I know you and I had a lot of conversations as I was watching them on Vimeo as they were coming out earlier, and you were asking for feedback, and I'm like, you're the master, man. I'm just I'm the audience.
Well, you never know, right? Like, and that one was a gamble because it wasn't like an ongoing story across a number of episodes. First of all, it was 13 episodes, which meant we had to create 30% like more content than we usually do.
Right.
Which is a lot more than it sounds like, oh, it's just another 3 episodes. There was a curve to learning how to do that.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't just about one thing. So would people be bored and would they just want to watch like their favorite segment? Like, I look at like Toys That Made Us. When that season drops, you're looking through, okay, G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man.
Yeah, I don't want to watch the Barbie.
Hello Kitty, Lego.
Yeah.
A lot of people just kind of went to their favorite episode, like the thing that they knew. And I thought, okay, are people going to turn this off if they don't love that first segment? Are they going to stop halfway through if they get to the end of the toy tour? So, but I took a gamble because, you know, I think usually you like 1 or 2 things that are in the world of pop culture. Movies isn't that much of a stretch from toys or comics or video games. So we're kind of all in the same pop culture family.
Yeah, they're like different corners of the same object, kind of.
Yeah. Movies are pretty ubiquitous. So anytime I had a movie segment, it felt like a real safe play, as long as it was an interesting kind of take on it.
Yeah, totally. Silver Knight Kyle is asking, am I an Air Force lifer? What's my rank? I was an Army infantry career man. And I just retired as a senior non-commissioned officer. Not Air Force, Army. Combat Army.
Just on an Air Force base. I think that's
yeah, that's all. It's the job that we're not really getting into the weeds on that, but yeah, the job that I had requires me to be near places that you can shoot tow missiles. So we're just gonna, leave it at that. Any plans for season 2? Plenty of cool stuff.
Lots of plans. Will it get greenlit? Is the other question, right? We never know. We don't know what those decisions are based on. We don't, count our chickens too soon. That said, given everyone's response with it, I have probably 6 episodes worth in the can already. Whether we do another full 13 or we scale back to 10 or 8, or maybe it's just the 6 is still up in the air to be sorted. But there's 6 more ready to go in terms of getting it into post-production, but there's 6 shot, which is cool.
But you know what? There's not.
Chad?
Yeah.
There's no toy room tour with Chad yet.
Yet. Right. And we've had conversations about that. Okay.
AFA?
Yeah.
If you got Action Figure Adventure on your bingo card, you can now cross it off.
Yeah. Put your little bingo.
Is this the series that connected us? Did you know us before AFA at all? No? Had you heard of Nintendo
I watched
Quest as
you
an
guys.
outlier?
I did watch you guys. Yeah. I watched. So Jay and Rob Toy Show on YouTube. always watched.
Podcast or live stream.
Always watched. And this is before I started having any kind of like a YouTube, I don't want to say presence, but presence, right?
Yeah.
And you know, just the casual lurker, right? I was just a casual lurker guy for a long time. And then so
then I can do that, and I can do it better. Suddenly Rob disappears from YouTube, and Jay's podcasting, which had instead.
Well, and you know, and then you're like the Spanish Inquisition. You just show up and then you're gone, and then you show
unannounced.
up
Unannounced.
Yeah, because you know, no one expects the ROB McCALLUM.
You just keep that bar of expectation super low, and you won't disappoint that many people.
And you know, just you can be pleasantly surprised. So I would always watch the Jay and Rob Toy Show, and then I started watching the Jay and Rob Toy Show that you guys did for TV, right? It was from your guys' YouTube show that I found Nintendo Quest. Then I found Action Figure Adventure Season 1, on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, and then when you guys were doing Action Figure Adventure Season 2, I was really involved with that whole process. And then when you guys started, you know, selling the items for charity, I bid on one because my thought process was I'm either going to win it, which is cool, or I'm going to drive the price up, and one way or the other,
it's going to be good.
Children's health wins.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where my mindset was, and I freaking won it.
That's pretty cool, man.
And then when I won,
for everybody that doesn't know, Action Figure Adventure is there's 2 seasons. They're both 10 episodes each, in which I follow my good friend Jay Bartlett around as he fronts the cash to buy the coolest, rarest, and most noteworthy action figures that we come into contact with. There's usually a little bit of a map. And he fronts the cash, and then once he collects what he thinks are kind of like the 10 best items, though that list is not exactly, it's not 10, it could be 8, it could be 15.
Right.
Once he's got his, you know, his roster set or his money's gone, then he puts them up for auction, and the auction happens, everything's sold, he recoups his upfront investment, and the rest goes to Children's Health.
Right.
Plus we get some donations and stuff along the way here and there. So what he finds, who he finds them from, what's the story behind all the pieces. Plus, there's talking head subjects along the way as well. Usually when Jay's done a store in the middle of trying to make a decision, we cut to some action figure hot button topics and debates and let everybody duke it out.
Yeah.
With one another.
And then, you know, there's also a lot of toy history discussion in there as well, talking about scales. And then one of the best conversations in that whole season was, when is enough enough? Right? When do I have enough Skeletors? When do I have enough Spider-Man figures? And I thought that was right on the money.
Interesting. Okay.
Tater says, I couldn't get anything. No, that's not true, because you got some stuff when you were filming with
yeah, but he couldn't get anything in Action Figure Adventure, any of the auctions. He tried to win.
He just got the Big Bad Toy Store stuff.
Yeah, he got that, which is kind of like a part of a donation thing. But he couldn't get any of the objects that Jay found. He couldn't win any of those auctions. Every time he bid, he was outbid. He even tried to wait down to the wire. And then he needed to pet a bunny.
Because those were some fantastic items.
We got lucky.
Yeah.
We got lucky.
And in case you didn't know,
oh, hey,
Jay is bouncing from my channel to your channel. He's bouncing back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's a little link next to his name. So now he's on your channel.
Oh, sure. I'll take it. Thanks for the view, Jay.
Hey, Jesse from JLS Comics is asking, will there be an Action Figure Adventure season in space?
Well, they all take place in Canada, which must feel like outer space to America.
Well, but you know,
it's
everything at some point has to go to space, Rob.
Even He-Man went to space.
Yeah, even He-Man. Star Brigade, He-Man, Leonard the Corps, Marvel.
I think there's some Ninja Turtle episodes. There's certainly figures where they're in space regalia. But
yeah. I mean, G.I. Joe flew Sky Strikers into space.
Captain Power is practically space.
Yeah, pretty much. Den of Geek. Will there be a toy room tour with Chad in season 2, possibly with footage of Tater driving through the entry control point at long last?
We're just going to send a drone into the Air Force Base to see how quickly they can shoot it down. Much like what happened when we were in Phoenix with Tater's drone that was immediately brought down by the police while filming outside the convention center and broke the drone.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That really
happens.
sucks.
The things you do for your footage.
Mm-hmm. And then Jim Largo is asking, wait, there was a YouTube before Chad?
Not really. It didn't even have that name. That moniker wasn't there. It was just kind of like videos by people doing stuff.
Yeah.
When Chad
That's
came
what it
on,
was
they
called.
officially said it's YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You'd go to like
you-
things by people with videos doing stuff.com. It was a little clunky, admittedly.
Yeah.
Chad came along and he's like, this is YouTube. It's like
We need
TV, the two for you. And they gave him $10 for the idea. YouTube.com shrunk it down. Chad's now the face of the company.
It's like Lilu Dallas, right? She gives that really long name and he's like, just Lilu. Mm-hmm. What about I'm gonna ask.
These are the toughest questions I've ever had in any interview, Chad. I'm loving it. I appreciate you doing. You're
that.
doing all the heavy lifting too.
Get out of here.
I have an ongoing list of podcast questions that I crew. So when I'm waiting for a bus, not that I've had a bus anytime soon, I just keep adding to my list of podcast questions. You know, I have a special list just for Jay, stuff that he can't ever answer correctly.
Oh yeah. But then you also have the Kobayashi Maru.
Which is basically the same thing, but that's kind of action figure adventure. It's a no-win scenario for Jay, right?
Right.
Is it wrong that one man can dedicate so much of his life to trying to push his best friend's buttons in so many different scenarios?
Because we're making a show.
Spread it around a little.
Spread the items, spread the dollies. That part is so good. Like every time I watch
that's not a clip on this.
I have to send that clip to Jay.
Well, I've showed you what happened. The one outtake that we have from season 2, right, where he gets hit in the head with the visor.
No, you didn't show me that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna try to find it right now and messenger it to you.
While you're doing that, Silver Knight Kyle says, "Hey Chad, what is the ultimate Grail in your collection? You mean like the biggest Grail that I have in my collection?" Grail's one of those terms, though, right? Speaking of action figure adventure season 2, you guys talk about Grails a lot.
Yeah, we do.
And
white whale.
Yeah, great white buffalo, white whale.
Yeah.
I have the Defiant. I have the Flag. I have the Terrordrome. I actually have 2.
Okay, that is uploading right now and sending it to you.
Nice. Honestly, the stuff that I covet more in my collection than the G.I. Joe Grail items, I guess, right? Because I don't see how one line can have 3 Grails or even 2. The Grail is supposed to be like the end, right?
But no, it can just be the pinnacle of the collection or the line.
Yeah, well, it can also be like kind of non-linear where, okay, well, I've got a Flag, so now the next pinnacle item I need to get is the Defiant, and it can change.
No, I don't subscribe to that idea. I don't subscribe to replacing and bestowing Grail status upon something just because you have acquired the quote unquote Grail.
To me,
that doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work for you?
No, because
it doesn't work.
You define it as like the one and only. You cannot therefore then bestow that title upon something else because it's not transitional. It doesn't exist by the transitive property. It doesn't work. Transitive property doesn't work like that in Holy Grail's toys.
At the same time, right? Well, I also don't subscribe to the fact that Joe has 2 Grails or Joe has 3 Grails. I just think it's like whatever you want the most. Some people like the Defiant more than they like the Flag, whatever. The stuff that I think is the coolest in my collection is like this. Like this is an uncut mail away Hooded Cobra Commander card.
Not even in plastic case.
No, for sure.
It's not even in protective. I mean,
Justice
you basically
Curry,
leave it
baby.
on your keyboard and let your cat step on it. Yeah.
I'll put my Cheeto fingers on it.
That's what you did with my business card when I gave it to you.
the things that I covet the most in my collection. Long story short,
do you really covet stuff though? Can I pick apart that word choice? Like, do you really covet it? Because everything you see behind me, it could go.
There are things like, even if I sold my entire collection, like Mikey from JMK Custom Works made me this custom Cadet Deming from the Sunbow series. This would come with me.
Okay.
Like, there are items in my collection that would absolutely stay with me.
$2 million for that.
My Mega Destroyer.
Would you take $2 million for those pieces?
Rob, that's not fair.
Okay, but you're going to sell your entire collection. You're going to get $10 for everything, or you can have $2 million if you include that thing. Welcome to the Kobayashi Maru. $2 million. He can make another one. We've just proved you don't have integrity and nothing is truly coveted. It's okay. It's okay.
My silence isn't me agreeing to the $2 million.
It's
My
not you
silence
disagreeing
is
that you would
Rob.
have to consider it because you hadn't thought about that scenario, and therefore it's alluring. It doesn't matter what you decide. It's the process and the choice and the decision making. Welcome to Action Figure Adventure with Chad.
No one's gonna pay $2 million for my collection.
Just spread it around a bit.
Spread the items, spread the dollies. Oh, Jenna Geek, Chad, how many snake eyes are in your collection, and are you getting more? Probably 4 too many.
How many snake eyes is too many snake eyes?
I don't believe so. No. I have a lot of snake eyes. Yeah.
Chad,
I think I have like 6 or 7.
I want you to check out that clip that I sent you.
Okay.
I need to see your reaction to it.
Where'd you send it?
I've sent it through Facebook Messenger. And I'm going to set it up for you. Okay. This is near the end of Action Figure Adventure season.
Do you want me
2.
to show it?
Yeah, you can.
I'll show it. It's like really thinking about it. I don't know why Facebook is garbage lately, but like, oh.
So I just shot this with my phone.
Okay.
Like I was filming while I was editing.
Yeah. Let me download it.
Sure. Yeah, don't stream it. The Chad is having fun with this. Chad's integrity is non-negotiable. You have to go through his dog as the middleman. And his dog has to go through his toy collection.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm behind on the chat.
That's okay.
Figure Fever's here and says, hi. Severus Snape's going back to meetings. Michael has to bow out. Thanks for being here. And then K-Dog says, it's funny because my grail is the whale.
The whale. The whale is the grail.
Oh, and then Velvet Platt says Robo Skull.
Robo Skull, sure, yeah.
Yeah. George Aiken, my grail was the Z-Force Command Center with Jammer and Gaucho. It is a great set. The weird thing is I have the modern Jammer and Gaucho, but you know, yeah. G-Force Racing Grail to me is something I've always wanted, never had, and is possibly hard to find and expensive. Yeah, rare, etc., etc.
Well, you get to listen to everybody, including Pixel Dan, Justice Curry, and so many other things.
Yeah.
And all these
Grail,
other
Grail.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse says, I have a 1-to-1 scale Baroness. I do. I really do. Yeah. Tater had to go.
Okay. Well, it happens.
Yeah, he left when we were like making him uncomfortable, and I was asking. So Tater didn't want to come hang out? Yeah. Denny Geek says, Chad, I love your custom pieces simply because they are one of a kind. There may be similar pieces, but yours, well, you know, and that's the thing.
Until he sells it for $2 million. $2
million.
$2 million. Two.
Thank you, Denny Geek. Chad's integrity is non-negotiable. You have to go through
it is negotiable.
Did you have a Larry Hama signed G.I. Joe issue number 21? I have Larry Hama signed issues 21, 26, 27, 46, 49, and then I have a Sergeant Slaughter signed 48, which is the first appearance of Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah. Ooh, here's a good question. While I spool up that video.
Cool.
Just Jeff good guy. He and I have toy hunted in real life. So he's got one up on you, Mix-Up. Rob, what was your favorite Hunt City item? All that nonsense.
An action figure adventure season 1, season 2,
Or
that's
just
a
in
good
general.
question.
He's being
Just
vague.
in general. I don't know. I love the randomness of the hunt. Like when I don't plan to go hunting, but then there's a hunting opportunity. PowerCon was pretty fun. I can't recall anything crazy that I got there, but just being able to hit so many vendors and see so many custom figures and indie lines is always refreshing instead of repaint, reissues, re-releases. But then you go to like a store in the middle of nowhere in like Nova Scotia, Canada, and you find, you know, a Green Lantern Superpowers card or like a box Sectors or something like that. It's just like, oh, this is so cool. Do you want me to set this up?
Yeah, please.
So this is during Action Figure Adventure Season 2. We're coming back from the East Coast and we are altering our journey for an unplanned stop at Treehouse Collectibles.
Yeah.
Where we think there's some pretty cool carded figures that could really change the auction outcome and really raise some money for children's health. Now, everything we film, we really don't do multiple takes of anything unless there's something out of focus that we really need, like a handshake, or we need Jay walking through the door and we need it from like him walking through the door from the outside and then him coming in the inside, because we just don't have that many camera people set up. So we got to cover some of that. But everything else is kind of just as it happens, as it unfurls. Here's an example of Jay doing an intro or a cutaway where he's talking about what he thinks is going to happen as he goes into the store. This is all during COVID. So, you know, anytime you go inside anywhere, you've got a mask up. And we had visors and everything as camera people for production and insurance protocols, but we're outside. So it's a little bit safer in this case. So this happened. Do you have audio?
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear the audio though.
Okay, I can barely hear it. So Jay,
who did that?
Nobody did it. Nobody did it. We put our visors on top of the car, on the roof of the car while we're filming, and out of nowhere, the wind came up and threw it at Jay's head and smacked him right between the eyes. Now, he was so pissed off for 10 seconds, and then he left his head off because he knew that it was so random. But then I cut together like all 3 camera angles of it hitting him in the face. Now, I will tell you this. When we're filming N64 Quest, we're outside of ANC Games in Toronto.
Oh, God.
He's doing another recap or a segue. He's talking about the games he's got to get and the choices he has to make. Suddenly, a pigeon flies at his head. And like he's got to duck because it goes right over. And this guy is just basically a non-stop target for things on camera when we're outside.
Jeez.
Oh, wow. He got it right between the eyes.
You guys
all you can do is laugh.
You guys have had a lot. Well, you're childhood friends, right? So like just for the people who don't know, I'm just going to kind of throw that out there right off the bat. You guys have been friends since you were kids. Like you played together with toys, you gamed together, all that stuff. And you guys, you grew up together. And I have to say, watching all of the documentaries, you see all of like the life events that you guys go through together. You know, Jay's mom, right? Jay's dog, just kind of all that stuff. And it's like heartwarming and sad at the same time, but yeah, I don't.
What's sad? What are you getting at here, Chad?
No, I just, I'm just saying, like, you guys have done a lot together, and I think it's good.
We are part of a very rare group of friends that there's like 5 of us that have been friends for the longest time ever. You know, I think the adage is if you can count your friends in one hand, you're, really rich, and I'm definitely within that.
True friends. Yeah.
Yeah, within that sphere. Jay and I've known Jay since I was 2 years old, right? We've been doing this stuff that long through all these different iterations. It's really funny because I told you about the list of podcast questions I have, and one of the generic one is, what if you could go back to any era of your life or any decade, what would it be and why? And when you put a lens like on something like, if you and Jay could go back to any era and why, which would it be? It's a really tough question because there's nothing cooler than getting a new toy from Toys R Us and going home and playing Mix Up right away, or getting that new game, or like jamming and high school stuff, and discovering the bar scene and going to concerts and meeting new people, and then all the filming stuff too, and what that's like post release of the film is what as well. Like, we always go back and forth, what's better, actually making the film or like promoting the film and sharing it with people? And Nintendo Quest is the perfect example, because we shot Nintendo Quest, we went all around 10,000 miles, and then we did the Power Tour and visited a lot of the same places again, and we filmed that as well, made 9 episodes. But the pressure wasn't on Jay to perform so much, even though we were going against.
Well, and then you also turned the Power Tour into like a hunt as well.
Yeah, so he was looking for his top 10 games, and I was looking for mine. But it didn't have the same kind of like, you better do it or the internet is going to know that you did or did not do it. So, but still.
Here's a good question to you from Jim Largo. Do you find there's a difference in the vibe of baby boomer toy collectors and Gen Xers, i.e. 70s adventure teams versus Real American Hero?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with people that seemingly have like amazing 80s stuff to sell, because they've been there and they've sold through a lot of the 70s stuff, and they've kind of just collected and kept a lot of the 80s stuff now that it's like red hot and seemingly impossible to find because there's so much 90s stuff now, right?
Yeah.
They just don't seemingly have the sentimental attachment. So when you're really like jonesing for it, they really don't care. They're not willing to negotiate that much unless you're doing them a favor. That's about the hardest line that I would say. And it's, that's not a paintbrush across everybody, but there's just like, you can tell whether they care about this stuff or this is just another item to vend. And usually because it's outside their scope, but they continue doing something in their industry to make their cheddar, then, it doesn't mean as much. And you can just feel that in the transaction.
That's that's a great way to describe it. But you can also see that with a lot of the people at these, mom and pop collectible toy stores. You can see the people who are passionate about the toys or the games or the lines, or they're just like, like you said, I'm just vending, right? Like it's a transaction. Let's go. Like money. And business has got to make money, sure, but
see, that describes how I go to cons, though, Chad. That describes how I go to cons, because I just got to film. It's nice to see you. I got to film, and there's nothing personal about that. But I gotta get it committed. That's not true.
Camera. You negotiated that Skeletor.
Yeah, but that was for the show. That's all a facade, Chad.
It's all a facade. You don't buy dollies.
Dollies.
Okay. You got a box. I got some stuff. We were going to open some things as kind of like our wind down. But dollies. You and Jay coined dollies and shelfies, right?
Yeah.
And imitation's the best form of flattery. I borrowed that verbiage from you guys, and I've been spreading that.
Well, I'm glad we've made somewhat of positive impact, I guess. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, but you got to make fun of it too.
Well, I'm not making fun of it. They're truly dolls. So they're dollies.
This is not a doll. This is an action figure. To quote Kurt again.
Yeah, well, marketing has everybody fooled then, because it's a doll. It's a posable character that's sold in the toy aisle. I know people want to say soft goods and cloth goods make it a doll. Rooted hair.
People love to go to hair for dolls.
Yeah, well, look at the Mezco stuff. There's tons of rooted hair in Mezco. It's not a doll. It's an action figure because look at all the
60s and
articulation.
70s Joe.
Well, I'm sorry. It's all dolls. Some of it just has rooted hair and some of it does not.
See?
It's all about the dollies.
Even Batstan, yeah. It's all about the dollies. I got a new one. I added to the vernacular.
Let's see. Let's hear it.
Collectile dysfunction.
Collectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we usually go collecting disease. That's sure. So it could be a CTD.
Yeah, you know,
collected transmitted disease. It's a CTD. There you go.
It's kind of a play on the age of a lot of us. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know a lot of you have that problem. Believe me.
Well, I know you're. Not only are you smart enough, but you're quick enough. So yeah, collectile dysfunction. Yeah. So you're editing, faking filmation.
Yep, editing, faking. I'm
editing.
Once again looking at my board.
N64 Quest.
N64 Quest. I have stuff shot for Planet Cool Stuff Season 2.
Not the good stuff, baby.
Enough that I'd be happy to release what I got.
Ooh, burn.
It could always be better. It could always be better. I should just give you a camera and let you do it POV, or I'll just take your 5-part toy room tours off video, off YouTube and put it.
They're
up.
HD. It's fine.
We'll just film a new intro with you and slap it on.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever works. And so N64 getting done. You know what? And when we're done here, I'm gonna go back to the website that we showed everybody, and I'm gonna get in on that.
Yeah, $25. I mean, you got to remember there are games in the N64 library that go for several hundreds of dollars. And we'll sign any item too if you want it signed. So
B-Man says my wallet definitely suffers from collectile dysfunction.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Just not all of us.
Yeah, whatever.
I guess.
So let's see some toys. See some dollies.
Just came in today. So I don't know what's in this. I'm gonna have to open it up.
Is this like a pile of loot thing?
This is a pile of loot. You see, when you live in Canada, it takes like 2.5, 3 weeks for stuff to get to you because of customs and everything. And there was $70 owing on this itself. So I usually wait till the pile of loot, and I'll wait the 90 days before I have to ship. And then I'll ship.
Wouldn't Justice send you stuff and he would put ridiculous things on the customs form?
Well, he put the value that I paid, which therefore triggers a higher customs charge to me instead of him just marking it as a gift as $10.
Versus like the thing that I just sent Jay and I put the value at $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I bought something from Justice, I think the mail away slaughter figure, and he put like, I don't know, this is a bad example because it probably wasn't, but like $100. So I ended up owing like $20 duty on top of it.
No, sir.
But this is how we treat friends.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I don't remember any of this. Sorry for not being on camera.
Oh, hey, Rob, if you can hear, well, you got your earbuds in. TJC says, happy to be part of N64 Quest. Ticket is purchased.
Oh, wicked.
Very cool. Silver Knight Kyle said, you said duty. Duty.
One. Oh, man. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 things in here, so you can pick a number, and I can reveal it. Throwing it back to the Jay and Rob Toy Show pile of loot.
Well, Jay loves odd numbers, so we're going to say 3. 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Well, this is kind
Should
of
have
cool.
said yep.
Speaking of Mezco.
Oh, yeah. Silver Knight Kyle said 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
Speaking of Mezco.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Green Goblin from Mezco, 112, of course. I have the Spider-Man already with it. I did a short on it. Let's see if we can get into this so you guys can really have a look Oh, this isn't going to be too pleasant, but
while you're getting into that, Just Jeff is asking, have you seen Retro Freaks? Award-winning horror comedy about collecting gone wrong?
no, I have not seen it. I have
think
not.
I'm going to go do that this afternoon.
Yeah, this is not going to be.
Collects is asking, are we day drinking or just me? Probably just you.
So this is going to be hard to showcase because of all the layers, but
wow.
Lexi's got his glider. Yeah, this stuff is amazing. So there's a little bit of that Mego feel to it because of the soft goods clothing.
Right.
But once you position this and pose it, it just looks like the best superhero you've ever seen. Way better than Marvel Legends stuff. Certainly worth the $100 price tag that's on it, US. And of course, you got to pair a Goblin with Spidey. So it's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And WYNC says, ooh, Impromptu Jay and Rob featuring Chad toy show, toy opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
there you go. So that was number 3. Green Goblin Mesco.
What's number 5? Because you're a longtime supporter and awesome dude, Silver Knight Kyle says you need to show 5th.
Well, this is a much bigger box than I thought it was going to be. But
oh, Darkwing. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's made by. Yeah, it is Diamond Select. You know how I knew it was Diamond Select? Because of all the excess of space and plastic that it required to make this happen.
Right.
Go look at any of their Marvel figures. You'll see how giant
there's a lot of real estate in that tray.
Yeah. I even like this just as a backdrop to put it somewhere. And I really appreciate that there's a hang tab.
Yeah, that is cool.
But there's a lot of extra space here. These are definitely getting opened. And, I thought at first it was just a simple kind of palette swap on the figure, but it's actually a completely different sculpt.
Nice.
The figure might be the same, different hands, different cape, different face. Yeah, I think it was only like $30 too. Not that much. And there really isn't that much Darkwing stuff out there. So
no, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's clearly huge.
Yeah, that's what she said. Had to. A is for Apple says, "What's up, guys? What's up with you?" Rob is opening dollies.
Yeah, lots of dollies.
Just Jeff is asking, "Are you just into Mezco, or do you like Mafex as well?"
Just Mezco, really. I mean, it really comes down to what it is. I haven't seen too much from Mafex. I'm like, oh, I gotta have that. They have some great stuff, but there's just nothing I've pulled the trigger on yet.
And Gonzo's here, but says stupid work is getting in the way of the YouTube. Sorry to hear that. Thanks for being here, though. Well, since you showed 2, I just got, and I don't know if you keep up on comics or anything like that, but this new whole Dark Energon universe between the Transformers and like the Duke comic and the Cobra Commander, and now they're doing Scarlet and others.
Well, I'm really excited for the movie that's coming out.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. We'll
see how I'm being a Spotlight Ranger just by poking here.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But yeah, so I just got issues 2, 3, and 4. I already had issue number 1 because.
Well, show us in the big screen so we can see those covers. There we go. Oh, it is a green screen.
Yeah, that's why I don't touch it.
Yeah. Oh, I think it fluttered.
So there's Cobra Commander issue number 2,
nice.
Which is really awesome, right? Because Buzzer's trying to cut through his battle helmet mask, and he's got his sidearm right at Buzzer's temple.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. So that's issue number 2. And then issue 3, Zarana.
Nice.
Yeah. And then issue 4, a little bit of an Easter egg, but Nemesis Enforcer. So if
looks like Terraclaw Skeletor.
Okay, I'll give you that.
You see that? Like, look at his outfit there.
The storyline with these comics is amazing.
Look, he's got the same chest piece as Terraclaw Skeletor.
Yeah, I guess he kind of does, doesn't he? Yep. Okay.
Just saying.
Yep. Cobra Commander is being stalked by Terraclaw Skeletor.
Yep. The crossover we never knew we needed.
Yeah, but the story is great. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who might be interested in it, but the way they weave Transformers and Joe lore that's come in the past, they do a really good job with it. And yeah, this Cobra Commander is not in any way the Chris Latta version. So he's
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any final questions for me, my friend? Do you have any final questions? What would you ask, Rob?
Are you going to go to PowerCon next year?
I don't know. A lot depends on who shows up, but I also get a lot of empty promises on such things.
Ooh, was that backhanded?
It was very front-handed. Very front-handed.
Rob, that's terrible.
I don't know. I mean, you kind of want to go to it since there's a year off. And I was so busy filming Planet Cool stuff last time that I didn't get to enjoy it for sure.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
I was
I'm sure it's got to be hard on you where you're working during these things, and so all your memories are that.
Well, memories are the episode, right?
True.
So.
Yeah, that's true. Which, speaking of, if you guys go check out Planet Cool Stuff when it debuts on your favorite streaming service, when is that, Rob?
May 1st.
May 1st, also known as tomorrow. Then you can watch all their hijinks at PowerCon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And see Justice Curry tackle the toy hunting thing.
Yeah.
How does he do it? How does that guy handle hunting? Does he do it the right way?
He's very good with the camera.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Justice is hilarious.
He's something. I like Justice Curry. I'm going to get a shirt that says, I like Justice Curry with a question mark. Yeah. And on the back will be like a COD form.
Oof, terrible. Final question for you, my friend, comes from Jim Largo, all the way from Largo's Lair in South America. Flapjacks or waffles?
Oh, I'm tempted to say waffles, like just a gut reaction, but I probably got to go flapjacks. We call them pancakes.
Yeah. I call them
pancakes. Yeah. Good stack. Good short stack.
TJC, is it May 1st release everywhere or just the US?
It should be everywhere. Outside the US, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what platforms it'll be on, but it's going on YouTube, which is pretty global. As part of YouTube's like free TV and movies, like their own independent channel, not just like my channel, right. Their own thing. So it should be accessibly globally.
Funny story before we split.
Oh God.
Do you remember when I sent you that message like, hey, Action Figure Adventure Season 2's on Amazon? And you were like, wait, what?
Well, that's the way that distribution works. Yeah. You know, there's probably this illusion that when you sell something to somebody, they keep you in the loop and they tell you where it is and how it's doing and what the numbers are. And they get excited about re-upping. No, you don't hear anything. They have it. They're happy. And I always hear from other people first. Hey, I found your thing. Hey, I found this. And it's usually by somebody that I don't know, which is really cool because then that group and community expands.
Right.
But no, I had no idea. And I can only check what I have in my geo region of Canada. So.
Sure. Yeah, I just remember like I had been watching it on Vimeo the whole time because, you know, that the whole Kickstarter backer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I went to watch something specific from season 1. And I went into my Amazon and the logo changed to the Ninja Turtle, the sewer one versus the Thunderhawk one. And I'm like, what is this? And I looked and then I pinged you and I was like, oh, that's cool. That season 2. And you're like, what? So I took a picture and sent it to you. Yeah.
Sweet.
Very cool. And our good friend Gonzo is doing the Lord's work. Do not forget, if you're on Rob's YouTube or my YouTube or Twitch or wherever, hit that freaking like button before you
do it.
Split. Yeah. Because Papa McCALLUM and I would appreciate it.
If you help Chad get views and subs, and obviously his stuff is monetized, then he won't have to sell his collection for $2 million and won't have to sacrifice his integrity for the one figure he'd never part with because it's one of one.
Oh, stop. Just stop. And Vargo, thanks for being here, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, my friend, for doing this, for inviting me on and for waiting the 2 years. The question that I've got, and I don't want an answer, is where will we be in 2 years when we do this again, if I'm free?
Well, you better be, for one, and we better do it before then. That's for sure.
But I can't be held to any of that. I just won't.
Well, I still owe you guys a trip to Canada, one way or the other, and that's going to happen. So
I can't film your toy room tour if you're up here.
No. But you can always send Tater my way.
Thanks for doing this, Chad.
It's good to see you, Rob. Thank you very much. And everybody in the chat, in all the chats, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And Rob, you're going to sign us off, buddy.
I am. You want it, don't you?
For the love of toys and the warmth of scarves.
It's been a while. For the love of toys and the warmth of scarves. Take care of yourselves.
And each other.